here on Ranger Nation Radio and MVC Sports Today. Tim Wood, very excited to have with us one of the stars. You've seen him mentioned on MVC Sports Today. You've seen him, obviously, the results, and we're very excited to be talking to CJ Brown. Now, okay, so some folks on Twitter are calling you Chester. Some folks calling you I would imagine CJ. Just from what I've seen, that's how you go.
Yep.
Okay, but where did the Chester's your name?
Yeah, is my first name, Chester Joseph.
So. Chester Joseph. Okay, because you said your dad's name's Bill, so I'm like, okay, so it's not a Chester Jr. Okay.
No,
Chester
Joseph is the middle name.
So let's just start with the most recent. I mean, you guys you had a hell of a match last night against Bill Ricca. 40-39 victory over Bill Ricca. Bill Ricca came in very hot. Was one of the teams on the cusp in terms of our Fab Five with MVC Sports Today. So we talked a little bit before. It came down to your match.
Yep.
Tell me just about how it all shook out.
Tough Bill Ricca team. Started up at the higher weight classes, going back and forth. We were getting pins, they were getting pins. Came down towards the end, last few matches. We were down. We were up 30. We were down 33. 30.
33-30. Yeah, 33-30. Yep. And then so you were up 34-33.
Yes.
After 152, you had to forfeit, so you're down 39-34.
Yep. And
going into your match.
Needed 6 to win it. Came out, got the pin, ended up 40-39.
Now, who did you wrestle?
What's his name?
Good question, right? Let me help. Was it Russ Gordon?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me in terms of just living up to that pressure, like knowing it's all on you in that moment.
Definitely a unique experience and way to end the match. Going in there, coach was saying just stay calm, run your stuff, and he knew we could get it done, and he knew I could get it done. Just had to stay calm and do what I do. Now,
I mean, matches obviously come down to that, but have you ever had that happen to you?
Not like that. Not in a big match. First home match, coming down to the wire like that. That was definitely a first time experience.
I mean, the crowd go. I mean, like your typical crowd go crazy sort of moment, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would. I haven't seen video, but I would imagine you probably were a little excited.
Definitely excited for the team. Definitely.
Well earned. Absolutely, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Tell me about this team overall. Tell me about what you're seeing, and I mean, Coach James is never never rebuilding. It's more of a reloading. And I mean, but tell me what you're seeing overall in terms of this team.
Yeah, exactly. You got a pretty young team. Only 4 seniors this year, and a bunch of juniors, sophomores, and a lot of freshmen. Definitely a reloading year in terms of our varsity lineup. We have 5 or 4 returning varsity starters, so definitely younger team. Kids in the room are working hard. Coaches, all the coaches, they're pushing us, training us. But definitely we're expecting a lot of things from younger kids, and they're definitely stepping up so far. We got to keep working hard to achieve what we want to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously have been the stalwart. You won at the Oliver Ames tourney, a pin against Xavier. Is it Xavier? I always pronounce it.
Xaverian.
Xaverian. God, I'm awful with some of these names. You went 4-0 and won it at Wakefield, and then 4-0 won at Framingham. Is this your best start career-wise?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Last year.
What do you attest it to, just in terms of the building up to this?
I just building off the finishing last year, 6th in the state. Definitely got a little hungry from that. Realized what I could do, and then if I just put a little more work in and training at the beginning of this year, definitely pushed me to work harder for those tournaments.
What does that training look like? I mean, I know about all the different training, the hot spots around the valley and on the Cape, but I mean, what does that training look like?
Wrestling in the off season and just lifting was really the two big things. If you just got to stay on the mat.
I mean, are you one of those guys that goes out to the barn, or are you?
Yeah, we as a team actually this year we made us seniors, or us last year juniors going to be seniors. We got a few kids every week to go up there during the summer and the fall, the spring, and then the summer, just to stay on the mat and keep moving.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, but at the same time, you're golfing during the fall. So let's and you're definitely one of the leaders on this golf team with Coach Sims.
Yep.
Tell me about just the I mean, like, we're talking about two different cultures here in terms of golf versus wrestling. Tell me about that difference.
Definitely two different sports. Golf is more of a mental game. I mean, as well as wrestling is definitely a mental sport. But
well, you're not wearing singlets on the golf course.
That's very true. Definitely. I'd say they both have their challenges, but wrestling's more of one of those physical sports. You got to get in there and beat on some kids. But
are there moments where the mental acuity that you need with golf, the mental toughness and not letting every shot affect you? Are there moments where those lessons help you in those moments where physical's not getting it done on the mat?
100%, yeah. Mental game is the biggest thing in any sport you do, especially between golf and wrestling. Quick to forget, just keep grinding through, and just keep focused.
How do you be quick to forget on the mat? I mean, there can be such epic swings.
Yeah,
on the
definitely.
mat.
I mean, one of the examples, you get taken down, you got to get right back up. You can't just mat. You can't win that way. I mean, same with if in golf, if you have a bad shot, you got to move on. Same with wrestling. If you have a bad shot, you got to move on.
And you've got a time limit. You've got a time limit where you got to get things done in wrestling.
Yeah. Yep.
So tell me how you got into wrestling.
Started, I think between third and fourth grade. Came home with a flyer and just hand out from school. Told my dad. I was like, "Oh, Dad, I want to try this." Your dad wasn't a wrestler. He was not. He was a big basketball guy. I was playing basketball, and then
you broke his heart, CJ.
Brought home the wrestling flyer, and then tried it, and decided to stick with wrestling instead of basketball. And so far, it's been a pretty good decision on my end.
Not bad. It's kind of worked out. Yeah. We're talking to CJ Brown from the Methuen Rangers wrestling team here on Ranger Nation Radio, MVC Sports Today. In terms of when did so there's one thing in terms of liking to throw the kids around and like as a third, fourth, fifth grader, it's like that's awesome. I've got a 10-year-old myself, so I get it. When did it click with you that like there's way more in terms of the regimen, the training, if you're really wanting to take this to another level?
I'd say probably around 7th, 8th grade. I'd go all the high school meets and watch their meets and matches and just really realized such a cool thing to do. And then 8th grade started working out in the summers with the high school kids and practicing with them, and then going to all the Ranger wrestling camps and realized what Coach James is the real deal, and just realized that as soon as I got to high school, that's what I wanted to do.
How tall are you?
6 feet.
Okay, so what am I trying to say? How tall were you, like, at that point, 7th, 8th grade? Were you taller than average, or
yeah,
did you have a growth spurt?
I feel like, I was a little taller than average. Probably 5'10", 5'11", 8th grade, going into high school.
Okay. How does that work with wrestling? I mean, wrestling's all about leverage, so height doesn't always pay. Or it does. I mean, it can, obviously.
Yeah,
but
sometimes it goes either way. Definitely, I feel like for me, height is an advantage. Longer arms, longer legs.
Yep.
Tougher situations, you can move easy. Not easier, but you have more to work with, I guess.
Was was the moment with Bill Ricker, was that like the biggest like movie moment you've had in terms of wrestling, in terms of just, crowd goes crazy, sort of moment?
For me personally, it's up there, but there's definitely been some other moments
The
for the
tourney's
team.
got to be crazy too.
Yeah, definitely. Tournaments are big, but that was definitely one of the cooler moments so far.
And so wrestling is a unique sport in that. Well, okay, so golf has a lot of similarities in terms of you're doing the individual thing, but you're doing the team thing. But you are literally doing the individual thing and the team thing at once during the season. You're having these tournaments where it's really more all about you, but then you're having these dual meets. You got to win, but there's a lot of team strategy involved there, and you're winning as a team, not just a win for you at a tournament. What do you like more?
I'd say I like dual meets better. It's more that head-to-head competition, not just you versus your opponent, but it's you versus the other team, your team versus the other team.
You feel that team spirit.
Yeah, definitely. It's a cool thing to see the two teams or each team come together to battle it out and see what comes out on top.
How do you harness yourself at tournaments in terms of when you're looking at you obviously, mass wrestling has the rankings, so you can, and obviously YouTube, Flow Wrestling's crazy in terms of what's provided in terms of scouting nowadays. But when you look at a bracket at a wrestling tournament, like, how do you harness that energy, that whether it's nerves or the unknown? Like, how do you harness that? There's a certain amount of what in a dual meet. They may switch guys around, but you kind of know what you're gonna see. Whereas at a tournament, you don't as much, right?
Yeah. So it's definitely very different than a dual meet. You stay focused, and whoever the wrestler, you just go out there and do your best, wrestle your heart out, and then pretty much whatever the result is, that's what you got to live with. But it's definitely got to stay focused during those tournaments, because usually long days, a lot of matches, but those definitely some good times.
What is the coolest part of wrestling for you?
Definitely going out in the home gym, competing in front of all the parents, all the fans, all the classmates, with my team behind me, wrestling for our team, going against whoever we're going against.
What is the hardest grind? Hardest part?
Practice. We're always grinding. Me personally, our team, me and my partner, we're always working to make ourselves better, make each other better, and just show up on those meets and tournaments and show what we worked for.
So, I was gonna say, tell me about Coach James, just in terms of like he kind of has an aura about him, and a well earned respect and history. Tell me what it's like, of what you heard about Coach James versus what you see on a day-to-day basis from him.
Definitely a great coach, great guy. Known him since my 7th, 8th grade year. Started talking to him, started practicing with him. Definitely knows what he's doing. Wants the best for us. In the room, he's always him and all the other coaches are telling us what to do, and we trust him because he knows what he's doing. He's been doing
no nonsense though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He is laser focused.
Yep, and that's what we need as a team. He's always on us, wants the best for us, helping us out, showing us what to do, and we're all standing there and trusting him because he definitely knows what he's doing.
Is there a softer side to Coach James that people don't see?
I'm not sure.
You're not willing to divulge that, yeah.
No, we definitely as a team, we definitely have a close relationship with the coaches, but he's always on us. And
the softer side is the camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
You know that there's a love and a respect there.
Definitely a lot of respect.
The brotherhood that folks talk about with wrestling, it's no joke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me a little bit about in terms of your family. You mentioned your dad Bill. What's your mom's name?
Noreen.
And then you have an older sister,
Yep, Allison.
and she went to Methuen.
Yep, graduated 2012, and she swam, captain of the swim team.
Nice. Now is she still in the area or?
Yep, she's living in Haver right now. She's working for Riviera University.
Nice. Did
Yep.
she get out to the meets at all?
Yeah, she was actually there last night.
Oh, nice.
First one in a while for her.
That's awesome. That's got
Yeah.
to do it in front of family. Got to be even better, right?
Yep.
In terms of, what are you doing when I mean, there's not a lot of time. What are you doing when you're not studying, when you're not practicing?
During the winter, it's definitely wrestling in school, 100%. But after wrestling, definitely working a lot, making some money.
Where do you work?
I work at JG's Ice Cream and Fun Center,
Nice.
and also detail cars.
So are you more at you're more at the ice cream stand or more at the fun center?
Both. I started doing both last year,
Nice.
and definitely a great place.
So you're free to family, just awesome people, right?
Definitely love working
Your
there.
fourth year?
Yep, third year.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, that's not a. I mean that's not a unique story. A lot. I mean, it's folks. It's a family over there, right?
Yep, definitely one big family.
Awesome. And you mentioned the car detailing, fresh detailing.
Yep.
So how did that come to be?
8th grade, graduated. Got out of 8th grade. Went to high school the summer between freshman and sophomore year. Got a Facebook message from my 8th grade science teacher, Doug Patton. Wanted some help detailing, and I've been doing it ever since then. And just a nice side job with him, working and detailing
Do
cars.
they do it during the winter too?
Winters takes off, but every other spring, summer, fall, he's full swing.
All right. So come spring, how do people get in touch?
Facebook, Fresh Detailing.
Okay.
You can book appointments, give them a call, and definitely get your car detailed.
When do you start? I'm asking for myself, quite honestly. I need a detailer.
As soon as the weather's nice enough and there's no snow on the ground, we'll start getting out there.
All right, I got the contact info. Fresh Detailing. You heard it here, folks. All right. Anything else that you want to get out there, just in terms of wrestling, in terms of the team?
Just working hard this year. Definitely come out to some meets. We appreciate everyone coming. It's going to be a tough season this year, but we're definitely working hard to do our best and win as many meets as possible.
I mean, Bill Rico is a big test. I mean, there's obvious. I mean, Central's obviously got a team.
Definitely.
Central's got always kind of the team that you kind of mark on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Bill Rico, that was a big test with Bill Rico.
Yep, they had a good team. Definitely tough team. But we worked harder and we came on top last
Where are
night.
you at with the grades?
Pretty good. A's and B's.
Yep.
Staying in there.
You look college. Look in that direction, or what do you think? What do you think's next for you?
I think college. Not sure where or what yet, but we applied to a few schools. Just waiting to see now.
You looking to get far away from here, or are you looking in the area?
I don't think so. I'll probably stay somewhere around here.
Family guy, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. One question. I'll let you go here. Again, we're talking to CJ Brown here on Ranger Nation Radio and MVC Sports Today. Just the student athlete grind. I always want to ask guys that athletes that are succeeding and finding that balance.
Mm-hmm.
What is the hardest? Like, what do you tell your teammates as a leader? What do you tell them in terms of how to succeed in this student athlete mix?
Definitely. School always comes first. Got to get your work done. If you're not passing your classes, you can't do a sport. Definitely, you got to focus on that school stuff, and then sports second. But you definitely, as a team, we try to stay on top of all that stuff, the little stuff. You got to focus on the little stuff.
Do you have to work harder in the relationships with teachers to get them to understand, like, and kind of help you, or does that not exist? It's all on you. I mean, like, is there a trick to that in terms of just fostering those relationships?
I think just definitely having good relationships with all your teachers always helps. Not in the sense that they'll
No, we're not talking about cutting breaks or anything. We're just
yeah,
talking
no,
about.
no. Just definitely always have a good. It helps having good relationships with teachers.
Yeah.
They're more understanding and
You got to take a
work.
test at a different time, or you got to.
Yeah,
or,
definitely
or
stuff
you
like
need,
that.
You need
Yep.
some. You need some.
Extra help
You
here
need
and
some
there.
extra
Definitely
help, but you
helps.
have
Yeah.
practice right after school. Like, I mean, there's
Yep.
there's definitely. You're not asking for special favors, but it's like there are some things that you gotta work around in terms of the time management, right?
Yeah, definitely.
On that tip, any shout outs in terms of teachers, any shout outs and friends, family that have helped you kind of get to this point in your career?
Any teacher that I have here, I don't want to single out any teachers. All
Well
of them,
done. Well done.
they've all been great. Every year since freshman year so far. Great school, great teacher. Mr. Curran's been great. He's
all
he's
right,
awesome.
isn't he? Yeah, he's
pretty
good
great.
people.
Pretty good.
Family, friends.
Parents, sister, definitely. They're definitely always there, helping, supporting, whatever I need. They're always there for me.
Nice. In terms of what do you see as the biggest obstacle for the team here heading into the bulk of the MVC?
Biggest obstacle is definitely injuries. We've suffered a lot of injuries. A few kids down here and there. Just got to get everyone healthy, and then we're right up there with all the other teams. We're ready to compete, ready to take home some titles. You know, we got to get rid of those injuries and have everyone healthy.
Are you a loud leader, or are you more of like getting it done, down 5 on the mat sort of guy?
I'd say honestly both. I definitely always got to get it done, but when stuff needs to be said, when things need to be done, definitely out there doing it and making sure everything gets done the right way.
Awesome. One unique question I want to add. Wrestling is it's such a unique animal. It's the most unique uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the singlet. Like people joke about the singlet, but what's it like? What was it like as a third grade, or when you first started wrestling, and understanding the uniform?
Definitely when I started, I was like, oh, what is this thing? What am I wearing? But after a while, it's not a big deal. It's what you got to do. You're out there wrestling. Some people make a big deal out of it, but it's a uniform, just like any other sport. You put a uniform on, you go compete. It's not that big of a deal.
I tell people are like, singlets. I'm like, it's no different than what a swimmer wears, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I actually think it's probably the most aerodynamic or probably one of the best uniforms in terms of actually getting the job done.
Oh yeah.
But I digress. Hey, listen. Really appreciate the time. Huge fan. I said it off. I'll say it on camera. We screwed up not getting you, and you got a write-in vote. We didn't get you in the MVP vote this week. I didn't have the results from Framingham in time when I went to do the vote. You finished second in the first week. A last-second push by the other guy.
Definitely a close one.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the closest vote of the first week. So we will get you in the mix here.
Yeah,
Just keep
problem.
doing what you're doing, and we'll get you over the finish line.
Of course.
Awesome. Hey, really appreciate the time. Huge thanks to Matt Curran and Coach James and just everything going on there with the Rangers wrestling program. And we'll be watching. Wishing you continued success here.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's CJ Brown here on Ranger Nation Radio and MVC Sports Today.